Good morning everybody and welcome to today's golf drills for the lounge. I hope you're all enjoying the series and certainly on a really rainy day like today there's no better place to be working on your golf game than in the comforts and warmth at home. So today I'm going to introduce the wobble pads, the balance pads that we talked about earlier on in the series, and I'm going to give you some really good backswing drills to do on them today. The first thing I'd recommend is before you do any of these swing drills, it's really great to get yourself stretched out and opened out so that you can form good posture and balance when you do these drills. So look back on the number 2 video which talks about stretching out your hamstrings, and the 4th video which talks about really opening out your shoulders, and that's going to help you to get into better posture positions. So I'm going to take position on the wobble pads. The exercise we did in the first video was to stand up straight, try and get your feet flat to the ground with a little bit of knee flex, and then practice going over, really making sure that your feet stay flat to the ground, working hard on achieving that very centered balance which helps you to turn properly. And all we're going to do with the golf club in our hands, we're going to hover the club about 2 or 3 inches off the ground to compensate for the depth of the balance pads. We're going to make some very slow takeaways, just feeling the club head, the arms and the chest moving away together. Now while you're doing this, you're really going to concentrate on trying to keep your feet flat to the ground. And the reason these wobble pads are so fantastic in this situation is that if you have any tendency to lift your body slightly, that would send your weight back into your heels and you get a swing which started to feel this way with the weight going back into the heels. If you're the person who tilts and your shoulders go down and pull your head down, you will then feel vice versa. As you start to make your normal move, you will feel your toes go down to the ground. So by keeping your weight absolutely centered as you turn away, it's guaranteeing that you're keeping a really constant angle in your spine. And when you watch all really good golfers, they turn around one angle in their spine, their head doesn't bob up and down, and that guarantees the same shape of circle around you time after time to return into the back of the ball. Anytime your spine changes angles in the backswing, it's changing the angle of the circle around your body, which then requires corrections in the downswing. So you see people, if they go up, they'll always dip down, which often causes a steeper action in the downswing. If they go down in the backswing, they normally come up, which then causes an attack too much from the inside in the downswing. So by finding this really good balance point and then having very subtle sensations of if it changes by the balance through your feet, you start to form a circle which is going to be on the pretty much the same line back and down. So that's the first really good drill you can start to tinker with. The second one is that what it actually also does is it helps to stabilize your legs. So those of you who have had too active a movement from the legs in the backswing causes a disconnection, and I talked a lot about that in our golf drills from the garden videos back in the spring. If your legs turn too much early on, you then get arm lift because your legs have already finished and the whole swing's out of sync. We want the feeling of the club arms and chest gradually winding the legs into action to create a powerful coil. So when you take your setup position on the wobble pads, again doing the drill you were doing before, bending over, gently feeling your balance stay centered, you'll now feel that if you focus on the club arms and chest turning away together while keeping your balance, look how stable it keeps my leg. It's very hard to, if you kick your legs across too much, you'll lose balance. So it just helps you to get the feeling of the club arms and chest making that initial move away whilst keeping the legs very stable. As I've said before, this is one of the hardest parts of the swing to change because it's a very instinctive part, the trigger. And in the past, if you've triggered the takeaway with your legs, then lots of repeated drills like this will help you to stabilize your legs and feel the club, arms and chest swinging away together. So if you haven't ordered them already, this is another great area where you can see you can really do some good work on your takeaway. So get on the internet, get them ordered and start having some fun with that drill. And I'll see you tomorrow.